It is a really moon.
Yeah.
It's a really moon. It's really a moon. That's a really moon.
It's a really moon.
If you guys haven't checked out the really moon, there is such a really moon.
There's a really moon there. Look at all the clouds.
Clouds,
it's pretty.
trees. So we christened a citizen
Yeah.
at the river again, which is always a pleasant experience because rivers are cool.
It's really pretty and it feels great out here because fall is coming.
Yup. That rain has been definitely kicking in. And it is beautiful.
Beautiful.
Before we get into cool stuff, disclaimer.
These are the inner workings of our minds. We are not professionals. We are just sharing our journeys. Ta-da.
So, did you bring your thing?
I did.
Cool.
Okay. So, my topic today has been something I've been pondering for a minute. And it makes sense in my brain, so I thought I'd share it with you all. First, I'm going to start with like a little bit of a lesson. So, I don't know if many of you have heard of Gottman. Can't tell you his first name, I just know his last name. And my therapist talked a lot about him in therapy because she was also a marriage divorce counselor, and she was very helpful with that. But so he is the world's leading relationship expert. He can sit down and he can watch 3 to 5 minutes of you and your significant other, and with a 95% rate tell you whether or not you're going to be together in 15 years.
It's very skillful on a couple different levels because I have trouble watching 3 to 5 minutes of anything.
Mm-hmm. So he thin slices it, but he's just super interesting. So he also has this saying, I think it was somebody before him, but I learned it mainly through him, but the 4 deadly horsemen of relationships, which means they are the killers of relationships. Them being criticism, contempt, defensiveness, and stonewalling.
And the 5th one, of course, is forgetting the intro of my hat.
Oh my god, put your hat on.
You're supposed to be my flower girl.
I'll be your flower girl.
You are my flower girl.
Oh my god. You're so nice.
Alright, 4 horses.
So yeah, those are the 4 deadly horsemen of relationships. So the main one that I've been really pondering is contempt. And if you don't know what contempt is, it's essentially thinking that you're better than those around you, thinking that you're better than your partner, which can really build up your ego in a relationship, and it kind of puts you on a pedestal. It's like you're putting yourself on a pedestal. You don't see your partner as equal as you are, and that's really harmful. Yeah. Anyways, so with contempt, what made me think of how like so many people get lost in it is I remember back in elementary school how a lot of us had the reward system going on. So with that system, we do good, we get A. Yep. We do good, we get a green card for the end of the day. We do good, we get stickers and suckers, and like our parents don't get told stuff, blah blah blah. And if you're bad, like there's a little bit like, oh, you get this. And I know there has to be some way to like teach children things, but what I realized is that conditioned me personally from a very young age to feel like I need to be in perfectionist mode because I didn't want to be bad.
That, or it's others, it makes them content with just accepting the bare minimum of life.
Mm-hmm. And
there's definitely a yin and a yang to this topic, as there are everything.
I talked to one of my friends. He was actually a gifted student, and he told me about his struggle with being one of the gifted students. He got to experience so much more than us who weren't gifted. And he said that he realized, like looking back at it, how unfair that was to like the rest of us, just because, you know, they showed a little bit more initiative at a younger age.
School-wise, it's the way that they word it in a way, you know, gifted or special needs or, you know, anything like that. But realistically, the fact that they try to fit us all in one, you know, one box is unrealistic and ridiculous, and that's what makes some people feel like they're superior to others. The entire system's based upon it. So we have to break free of this in our own minds is where we're going with this.
But the thing is I realized that I have not broken free of that.
Well, how can we? Society's built around it. We're subjected to it every single day.
It's like when I would go to work and, I would do something really good and somebody else would mess up. I'd be like, haha, oh my god, my boss is going to love me more. And
now I'm the golden child.
And like, that's how I was even through childhood. I wanted to be under the radar. I didn't want anybody to think that I could do anything wrong. So it's been hard for me to start accepting the fact that I am human and that it is okay if I make mistakes. Like I say that, but like doing the work to get to that area, that's the hard part.
Right.
Like truly taking in that concept and like applying it.
And then also being okay if you make mistakes a couple of times, because that's just part of life, is imperfection.
Pause.
What's the next horseman?
I want to talk about all of them.
You want to talk about
I'm only
all
talking about contempt.
Well, we should name all four of them since you mentioned the
did.
Four Horsemen. You did?
I
Oh,
did.
yeah, you totally did.
Criticism, contempt, defensiveness, and stonewalling. But anyways, the reward system and being taught that in school. So yeah, that follows into adult life. And like, once you get into adult life, like, what is the point of being better than the person next to you?
Right.
Like, I'm still stuck in that mindset half the time. And so now what I'm doing is training my brain. I am no different than the people who are next to me. So I'm on the spiritual journey, and like some people haven't started theirs yet. Some people are still like, you know, within what they've been conditioned to be and haven't started that process of self-actualization. I'm still I need to be here and be open for whenever they are ready.
Yep.
You know, like I want to be somebody who's like, oh, you just started this? Like, hey, like, if you need anything, like, I can help. I don't want to be like, I'm better than them because I've like started doing all this work on myself. Like,
But be prepared and be at that level.
Yeah.
It's really, for me, it's been reaching a certain point where I'm satisfied with working on myself, which did actually come. A lot of the time through this journey of working on myself, I wasn't sure if I was actually going to get to a place where I was satisfied enough to just kind of take a deep breath and, you know,
Yeah.
all right, I'm doing all right. And I think I just finally landed there.
I've landed
I'm in
there.
a place of,
Yeah.
you know,
It's
we really
nice,
did it.
isn't it?
It worked out. It is. It's relieving. It's extremely relieving, and it's blissful, and it's peaceful. It's a peace that I
is.
didn't know previously that I could understand.
I think you and I went through a lot of similar trauma, but not the same. But I think you and I, we've been doing this for a couple years.
Just
now-
like grinding.
Yes. And now we're finally at a place where, like, is it okay if I say that you're in therapy?
Yeah. Okay.
I just got out of therapy, and he just started therapy.
And
so,
it's not because I have anything wrong in my daily life necessarily per se, you know, and everybody has the back and forth and the struggles, and initially that was part of it. But
Mhm.
even though I'm past that, you know, at this moment, like, I'm going to continue doing it because there's stuff from childhood that I want to make sure that I have worked out, you know, and even if I haven't worked out, I want to have a clear understanding as to why I reacted these ways, why
Mhm.
others reacted these ways, what it may be, and if I missed anything, because God knows that'll come up 20 years from now when you're least expecting it, you know. I could be, in theory, not like I ever would, but theoretically, if I was some person that were to be in 10 years, married with some kids and some stuff happened,
Mhm.
and I'm just like, you know, I have a weird reaction, I'm like, oh, and then later on, oh man, you know, why'd I do that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that thing.
Definitely.
That weird abuse that I don't want to talk about from foster care that I didn't come out about until like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Because I actually did kind of forget about that abuse, and you know, that's something that I haven't even really tapped into, whether or not it bothered me, because I don't know if it bothered me. But you know, there was sexual abuse in foster care. That's a real thing, and it wasn't like horrible, terrible for me, but I still gotta make sure that it didn't really mess me up in my head, you know?
Absolutely.
Because I don't know.
Absolutely.
So that's the point, you know, everybody can benefit from therapy. It's a good
Mhm.
thing to go, you know, even if you're somebody that was just raised a complete perfect white collar life with your mom and your dad that are still together and they help you out, you can move back if you have problems, and college worked out for you and you got a good paying job. You know, therapy can benefit you in ways of understanding, you know, being empathetic towards the people around you and experiences that you've never had in your life.
And even if you feel like, oh, I didn't have it as bad as other people out there, you probably could still use therapy.
Yeah.
Because, like, how great is it to sit in front of somebody and, like, them having the professional things that you need, and you're telling them these things that you're feeling. There are so many terms that, like, therapy has given me that I'm like, oh my God, it's so nice to finally put a name to that feeling I've been feeling.
And identify
like,
triggers and
yes.
stressors on your own, on a
Yes.
whim, and not
I
let them hold
love
you up
it.
for weeks. You know, sometimes like one thing that happens in your life, it can hold you up for 3 or 4 days, for a
Yep.
week, a couple weeks. It can turn into something that holds you up for a month. And that's what we're getting at, you know,
Mhm.
like it's those things that you learn how to just boom, okay, well, let me think about it. Well, this is what just happened. And oh, okay, well, I made peace with that already. Can't control this part of the situation. This is what I took from it. This is my problem, and I freaking know what that is now. So I'm just gonna let it go is the name of the game.
The coping mechanisms that come with it. And what's interesting is even after you go to therapy for a while, it does get easier. Like you're literally like training your brain, you're rewiring things, you're opening up new pathways. And like, I can't believe who I am today compared to who I was a year ago.
Yeah,
like sometimes I'm like, I'm waiting for those old attack emotions coming up that I'm used to. I'm like, why do I not feel that way?
Which now you will react to those situations like a grown adult who's learned your way through it. And that's when they say that trauma stunts your growth. It's not like it makes you, a complete child inside your mind, but it does in certain situations. If you had something that happened to you traumatically from a certain response you got from somebody or a certain situation you were in 15, 20 years ago, and you never became okay with how that went for you, it is still imprinted in your mind in a lot of ways. It could be, and it might continue to be. And that's why getting through that's so important, because you can't grow past the point that you were emotionally in that situation.
And it does not feel good. Like, I'll say it again and again. If you have not seen the movie Inside Out, watch that movie. Look at the core memories. Have you watched it yet?
What? I'll be right there. Shit, we're on a video.
You're lucky I can't say a bad word right now.
I just shitted.
You bastard.
Oh, nice. Yeah, attack the kid with no dad.
I don't have a dad.
Sorry about the trauma joke.
I'm joking. I do have a dad. I have adopted dad.
Yeah, Dale's cool.
We have Dale.
We like Dale.
We just like to make dad jokes. It's a coping mechanism.
It is a coping mechanism.
Okay.
Learn to be okay with it. Laugh about everything.
What
Everything
your
is
thing?
funny. What's my thing?
You
my
had
thing
a
was
thing.
the flower hat.
Oh, that was it?
So yeah, it matches my shirt. I was wearing this shirt. Just funny quick story. The Buccaneers played the Cowboys earlier this week, and I was wearing this shirt getting something checked out about my car, and the dude, I'm actually a Cowboys fan. And the dude was like, man, the Buccaneers really stomped the Cowboys earlier this week, right? And started talking to me about how great the game was. And I was like, hey, about that, actually. I know I'm wearing the shirt, but it's just to be ironic. I hated Tom Brady for so long in that one.
Oh my gosh. Brady.
Yeah, Tom Brady.
Yeah.
It's because it's funny. No, that was it. I do have another thing, but we'll save that for a topic for another video, because we're already... we've gone very well on Contempt on this one. Actually, It's been moths all week. We were supposed to do a video a couple days ago, and there were some moth things happening. There have been more moth things happening. Have you had moth things, or am I just still having moth things?
Apparently it's when we're together. Has it only happened to you whenever I'm around, or when I'm supposed to come over?
Well, generally regarding your existence in the universe, yes. Interesting. We'll dig more on that. But yeah, we've hit and centered really well on Contempt today, and I think all of that tied into it very well.
Definitely.
This has been a good
structured
conversation.
It's been a minute since we've done a video together, but we're going to be spacing them out a little bit more, because we need a little time to grow in between. And not every week am I able, or is Chris able to really share. We're going to do more solo videos and probably invite friends to do some too.
And you all want to get on here with us, let me know, hit me up about it, because I am down. I still got to get a hold of Ashlyn and actually my friend Vanessa, who I don't think I've given a shout out to. I wouldn't mind getting a hold of and seeing if we could pick brain about some things, because she's wise on some things that I'm not. I want to do one with both of them if possible.
Alright guys, thank you for tuning in today. This has been another episode of Chris Assist.
Love you guys. Appreciate you watching.
Peace.
Oh, please leave a like. Every time you watch, if you can, leave a like. That really helps us out. I didn't realize how much that helps us out.
It really does help me, like, oh, people do like it, instead of like, oh my god, was it that bad?
That too, but I'm doing my manner of logic where it helps our algorithm. Yeah, like we're required to get likes. That's like the point of videos, is what helps us is likes.
We need likes, guys.
Just pop a like if we helped you at all.
Bye guys. Peace,
we appreciate you. Love you guys.
Bye.